From WNEP, the news station. This is 2025, a look back.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Stacey Lang. Thanks for joining us for a special edition of the Feel Good at 4:30. There are plenty of people who love winter and sometimes they go to extremes to show it's a great time of year. Newswatch 16's Melissa Steiniger takes us to Shiverfest on the Lackawanna River in Scranton.
Kayaks and winter, not your usual mix. But for these kayakers, it's all about embracing the chilly conditions.
Yeah, this is not our first rodeo. We've been doing this one for people just keep showing up. They love doing it.
More than 50 people headed out on the Lackawanna River, braving the cold and bitter water for the annual Shiverfest.
Oh, it's a blast. If you have the right gear and you take time, especially the support staff they have here, it's really nice, it's very safe, a lot of fun.
It's tradition for nearly a decade. So over the years, they've experienced some of the worst weather possible. Saturday's conditions.
It's festive. It's cold enough, but it's not too cold, and the rain's holding off for now. I hope I didn't jinx it, but so I hope we're gonna have a great paddle.
Still some four-legged friends choosing to stay on dry land, but a cow and a chicken all ready to dive on in.
It's a little cold. It's not swimmable.
The feathers, a trick to stay warm out on the frigid waters.
Today was just a beautiful day, but I'd be out here. I came down a couple of weeks ago when it was in the 20s.
The 3-mile paddle started from the Parker Street Landing to Sweeney's Beach in Scranton. All of it to focus on conservation efforts for the Lackawanna River.
Clean the place up and take care of the river and get out and enjoy the weather.
After braving the cold, the kayakers were able to warm up with a cold beer and thaw out at Groove Brewing. Melissa Steiniger, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Teams hitting the slopes in Lackawanna County with cardboard. It was all part of Montage Mountain's annual Winter Fest. Groups spent weeks perfecting their creations for the special competition. The main goal is getting your makeshift sled to the bottom of the mountain in one piece. Many competitors said it's fun, whether they're successful or not.
Every year, I try to get as many people from the event to ride on my sleds and to enjoy themselves. So we had a swing last year, we had a teeter-totter, we had a sliding board one year. Just, basically a crowd pleaser. Somebody to come up and actually take their time and wait in line to get on, have fun, and the next person gets on.
The festival also featured live music, pond skimming, and fireworks here in Lackawanna County. Folks in Sullivan County enjoying a winter thrill this year after it was closed for more than a decade. Warm winters kept the Eagles Mere toboggan slide from opening up since 2014, but this past January was a different story. Eagles Mere Fire says more than 10,000 people had the chance to ride this year.
There's people that came from Colorado, Texas. I put people on from Georgia, like North Carolina. I never imagined that people would come from so far away just to ride a toboggan slide,
The toboggan slide was open for 4 weeks this year here in Sullivan County. And a couple from Carbon County celebrating 70 years together just ahead of Valentine's Day this year. Madeline and Tony Vignoni live at Maple Shade Meadows Senior Living in Esquehoning. They met at a dance club in Luzerne County while he was in the service and he asked for her phone number. The two wrote letters back and forth. When he came out of the service 3 years later, they tied the knot on February 12th of 1955.
70 years went pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like 70.
I guess we were having fun, huh?
Yeah.
Their secret to a long and happy marriage, a lot of patience and compromise. And of course, after a chilly winter, people are willing to try anything to keep the cold away, including this Schuylkill County tradition that goes back decades. Folks here at the Holly Senior Center in Wayne County were decked out in their bright colors and florals for Hootie Hoo Day. Staff were hoping their efforts would usher in spring to the eastern part of the Commonwealth.
I got everybody excited about Hootie Hoo Day, started screaming Hootie Hoo for about a month already.
There are now plans for Hootie Hoo Day to be honored every February 20th here in Wayne County. From a Super Bowl win to one of the biggest St. Patrick's Day celebrations in the country, there were a lot of reasons to wear green this year. We'll stop by the parades next. After the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl this year, it was a day of celebration in the city of brotherly love. Eagles fans from northeastern and central Pennsylvania made their way down for the Super Bowl Parade of Champions. Newswatch 16 spoke to people who had been waiting years for the team to bring the win back to Philly.
I knew we were going to absolutely destroy the Chiefs. We had a rough one 2 years ago, and I knew we were going to come back and win. Not only did we win, we dominated them.
Philadelphia officials expected 1 million people in the city for this year's Super Bowl parade. It was another sea of green at one of the biggest St. Patrick's Day parades in the country. Parade goers in Scranton were especially excited to see a Super Bowl star at this year's festivities. Newswatch 16's Valeria Quinones was there.
Thousands of people lined the streets of downtown Scranton for one of the biggest St. Patrick's parades in the country. Families cheered as more than 12,000 participants marched in this year's parade.
I'm very excited to be at the parade. This is my ancestry. I'm 50% Irish. I'm here. I love the city of Scranton, born and raised right here. Let's go.
For many people, the Scranton St. Patrick's Parade is a tradition that has lasted for generations.
We've been coming here for years. We used to bring our children when they were little, and now it's just and like our mothers used to bring us.
A sea of green filled the parade route as floats glided by. Various bagpipers performed, and Irish organizations showcased their heritage.
It's a lot of fun, you come out, you watch everybody in all their green, and it's a big fanfare.
This year, the parade wasn't the only reason people were wearing green. People were also looking forward to seeing a sports celebrity. Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator and Dunmore native, Vic Fangio.
Well, it's a green day, St. Patty's and Eagles, right? And we're celebrating both of those days, and it's great to be back home.
And many parade goers agree.
Yes, go Birds. Go Birds. Yeah, they just won the Super Bowl. I'm super excited to see them.
Earlier, my dad told me about it. I was just at the Eagles parade, and I seen a little bit of that. And Vic's yeah.
Some people are simply happy to enjoy the sights and soak up the sunshine.
We come to the parade every year. We go to the mass, and then we stay for most of the parade, right? Yep. Most of the parade, depending on the weather, but today is a beautiful day.
It makes me feel honored that I'm from the great town of Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Valeria Quinones, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
A teacher visiting all 67 Pennsylvania counties and climbing a tree in each one. Still ahead, the climbs he says were his favorite. It was a remarkable accomplishment made by an agriculture teacher from Danville Area High School. In 2023, Van Wagner set out to climb a tree in every county in Pennsylvania. 2 years and 67 counties later, he's completed his task. Newswatch 16's Justin Gick caught up with Wagner for some tree climbing.
Danville Area High School agriculture teacher and forester Van Wagner is climbing trees with his students. This isn't his first time. Climbing trees has been something that he's been doing for a long time. Wagner recently completed his final tree climb as part of his project called 67 Trees on 67 mountains in 67 counties. He began this venture in early 2023. Wagner says originally he was just going to do Montour County and call it quits, but the idea came to him.
And then after I did it, I thought, wow, I could do Columbia County, and I could do, Coleman County. I started thinking of local counties, and then I just thought, let's just do the whole state. No one's ever done it.
Climb number 67, Somerset County.
Wagner says the last tree he climbed for the project was at the highest point in the whole state, Mount Davis in Somerset County. He says it's been a challenging project, so to get to the final climb was a good feeling.
I don't think it sunk in right away. When I was up on top of the mountain and climbed the tree, I was thinking more about the tree and that mountain. But kind of as the days went on that week, I reflected back on the journey.
Wagner says it's hard to pick just one favorite climb. He says a few of them were when his sons joined him.
On several occasions, they joined me in the woods, and I got to do high point climbs with them. And to be able to share it with my sons was something I'm going to take with me forever.
Wagner says it was also important through this project to bring attention and focus to the state's forests and forest management.
It was a journey of trying to both celebrate all the great things about our forests here in Pennsylvania but I also wanted to raise attention that there are some real concerns facing our forest.
On whether he will do any similar projects like this one down the road, Wagner says he's actually started climbing and visiting the state tree of every state and is thinking about bringing light to American forestry.
I did North Carolina and I did Virginia and did Florida, and just to kind of like visit those states and then visit their state tree and when possible climb them.
To read more about Wagner's journey during this project, head to WNEP.com. Climbing a tree in Danville, Justin Gick, Newswatch 16, Montour County.
Students taking part in some gardening projects in downtown Scranton. It was all part of Scranton City Pride. Students from the Scranton School for Deaf and Hard of Hearing Children partnered with the nonprofit to plant fresh flowers at Christopher Doherty Park. The school says it gives students a chance to learn outside the classroom.
We have a collaboration with our master gardeners, and they came to the city today to plant some flowers that we actually grew in our building on our 3rd floor.
This partnership to beautify Scranton has been going on for 4 years now. A young baseball fan going viral at this year's Little League World Series. We'll see the moment he got to live out his big dreams next. At this year's Little League World Series, a boy from Luzerne County got quite the experience. It happened when the New York Mets visited the Little League complex in South Williamsport. As Newswatch 16's Melissa Steininger shows us, the young Mets fan got to live out his big dreams.
Keelan Stefanowski is swinging for the fences and rounding the bases as his front yard in Luzerne County's Back Mountain is transformed into City Field.
He was trying to get me out.
Yeah, still too young for a T-ball.
That's what I did. I bunted.
Oh, did you bunt too?
Yeah.
Nice job, buddy.
At just 3 years old, he's already winding up like a pro, practicing his pitch all day, every day.
Whoa, that is my nose.
You're looking at it. This is pretty much it. It switches from inside to outside.
While most toddlers are busy with toys, this little slugger has his heart set on the New York Mets and his favorite player.
Nemo.
Nemo?
Oh, right back to the mound.
We went in spring training. We had a wedding in Florida, and he went to it, and we sat on the grass in the outfield, and he brought his glove, and he thought he was playing in the game, so it's been ever since.
On Sunday, the Flushing faithful descended on South Williamsport as the New York Mets came out to the Little League World Series to face off against the Seattle Mariners in the 2025 MLB Little League Classic. But for Keeland,
it's right here.
The highlight wasn't just an autograph and a handshake.
All right.
The Mets outfielder Brandon Nimmo swapping Citi Field for a cardboard sled, one of the most iconic Little League World Series traditions.
Ready? Let's go!
Keeland next to his favorite player sliding down the hill overlooking Lamade Stadium.
He thought he was racing him. He was very excited about that whole thing, just to get to hang out with him.
The moment going viral, shared by the MLB, the Mets, and Nimmo himself, reaching more than 1 million views. A big deal for this family of diehard Mets fans.
We had no idea it was like everywhere till like everyone started sending it to us. They kept saying they were seeing him on ESPN over and over again.
From his backyard swings to big league dreams, this moment is only growing this little fan's big love for the game. Melissa Steininger, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
Every year there are volunteers at the Little League World Series who help out teams once they get to South Williamsport. Marlon Cromley is one of them. He has been hosting teams since 1999. This year he hosted Team Canada. While he tells us he loves his job each summer, this year was his last. He left a parting message for the players.
Take it in because you may never get back here, and enjoy it. Make friends, keep in touch with people. And we tell them that this is a very special place. It really is. It's baseball at its purest form.
Cromley says he won't be a stranger to South Williamsport after he retires. He plans to come back and watch a few games when he can. Charlotte Possinger was born in 1931 and still tees up in the Poconos all summer long. Newswatch 16's Courtney Harrison caught up with Charlotte during one of her many visits to Glenbrook Golf Club in Stroudsburg.
Charlotte Possinger tees off at Glenbrook Golf Club in Stroudsburg 3 days a week. It's a sport she's played since she was about 25 years old.
Most people don't believe I'm 93. I said, yeah, that I am. Come on down so I don't have to walk so far. Some days I don't feel it, but some days I really feel it.
Even when she does feel it, Charlotte says she still gets up, exercises, and comes to the course to play 9 holes, driving a cart instead of walking the course like she used to. Her body may not be as young as it once was, but her spunk and competitiveness haven't aged one bit.
Sometimes I play with some of these guys, and I really play good because they don't play that good. Some of them do, some don't.
Charlotte's been golfing for nearly 70 years, and she says despite having played the game for that long, she still has bad days just like anybody else.
Oh, come on. And I don't care if I hit it or miss it. I love it. If you play your age, you know, you're good. Well, I got a lot to play. I don't have to worry. I'm 93, you know. I thought to myself, why didn't you come on Friday of last week? That's when I was really playing good. Probably the next time I go, I'll be good.
Even if she is having a bad day on the course, Charlotte says there's not much, other than maybe a bad weather day, that will keep her from playing 9.
No matter how old, I'm going to be 94 in September. And hopefully, I'm still playing.
Courtney Harrison, Newswatch 16 Sports, Monroe County.
Some four-legged friends enjoying a doggy paddle at Knoebels Amusement Resort. Once the summer swimming season comes to an end at the park near Elysburg, it's time for the pups to have a pool party of their own. Knoebels staff say about 500 dogs took part in the annual Doggy Dive. It was all to raise money for animal rescue organizations.
Having an absolute blast, but it's all for a great cause, which makes this even better. We love supporting our animal rescues, especially being a pet-friendly park. This is just another piece of that.
The pups and their owners say they're looking forward to next year's Doggy Dive here at Knoebels Amusement Resort here in Northumberland County. Coming up, a centenarian thrill seeker. A thrill seeker from Bradford County traveled south to show that age is just a number. Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin was there as 101-year-old Clara White took to the skies to prove it.
It's not a bird or a plane, but 101-year-old Clara White of Luraysville soaring through the skies over Hazel Township in Luzerne County.
Great. Oh, it was just great. Just like I remembered it from before. Yes, it was nice.
Just as exciting as your first time?
I even got to steer the plane.
It's not her first, second, or even third time taking a descent like this.
I can't explain it. It's just so great when you first go out. It's just something I just can't tell you. I just love it.
The Bradford County native has taken this kind of journey more than a dozen times, starting in her 80s.
Because she's kind of a thrill seeker, you know. She's always up for something, you know. When she was in her 60s, I'd say, Ma, you want to go horseback riding? Okay. Do you want to go biking? Want to get on bicycles and go biking? Okay. She was always down for anything, so I just didn't think a lot of it.
White and her family have completed several age-defying feats in her golden years. This most recent trip she got to take with her grandson.
It was exhilarating. I went with her back in 2019, her last time, and I'll do it every time she goes. Every single time I'll be here.
While she's old enough to know better, Clara believes in living life to the fullest, taking advantage of every day you have.
Well, if I'm here next year, I'll do it again. Yes, I will.
Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
And that'll do it for this special edition of the Feel Good at 4:30. There's a lot more still to come on Newswatch 16 at 5.